Good morning Year 6 and welcome to Wednesday's maths video. So today we're going to move away from just illustrating and labelling circles and we're actually going to look at interpreting pie charts. As always, I'd like to pause the video and have a go at Fluent 5. So hopefully you paused the video and had a go. Let's look at the answers. We've got 150, 6,056, 4/3 or 1 whole and 2/3, 31 remainder 2, 660 and 4/14. Guess you could have simplified that down to 2/7, your own personal choice. So, that's wrong. 4/3, there would be 3/3 in a whole, so that would be your 1 whole, and then there's only 1 left over. So it's 4/3 or 1 and 1/3, because 1/3 add 3/3, 1/3 add 3/3 would give you 4/3. Crikey. So 4/3 or 1 and 1/3. That's bad, isn't it? So now, as with yesterday, I'm going to go through some examples with you and we'll do it together and then you can do the challenges. So the pie chart shows the favourite fruit of 48 children. So in this pie chart, 48 children are represented. Now we've got a key. Yellow with the B, this is all banana. This is all apple, this is all grape, and this is orange. So, how many children chose banana? You have to think about how you would work that out. How many children chose apple? What fraction of the children chose orange? And what fraction of the children chose grapes? Now, you may be able to do some of those yourself already, but let's go through them together. So, we know that there are 48 children. We also know that our pie chart is made up of 8 equal segments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's really important because we know they're made up of 8 equal segments. We are able to divide our 48 children into 8 to work out what each segment is worth. What is one segment worth? So if we know there's 48 in total and we've got 8 parts, well, what's 48 divided by 8 to work out one part? So one segment is worth 6. Now we know that, we can work out some other questions. Now we know that each segment is worth 6. For bananas, we've got 3 segments. We've got 3 lots of 6. So we know that for bananas, it's 18. So 18 children chose bananas. How many chose apple? Well, we've got 2 segments here for apple, and we know that each segment is worth 6. So we know that 12 children chose apple. The other way of knowing that is you can see that this represents a quarter. The green is a quarter of our pie chart. And if we know the total is 48, we know that half of that is 24 and half of that is 12. So we know that 1/4 of 48 is 12. So 12 children chose apple. C. What fraction of the children chose orange? Well, we know that there is 1 orange segment out of 8 total segments. So we know that 1/8 chose orange. Then for D, what fraction of children chose grapes? We know that there are 2 grape segments out of a total of 8. So we know that that is 2/8. But again, same with the apple, we know that 2/8 can be simplified to 1/4. And you can actually see that is a quarter. Let's do another one. Oh no, it's your daily challenge. So, a survey asked 1,200 people how many televisions they have in their home. The results are shown in a bar chart. And a pie chart. Pie chart. So here is your key. So anything green represents 1 TV. Anything blue represents 2 TVs. Anything yellow represents 3 TVs. And anything pinky red is 4. So how many children have 2 televisions in their home? How many children have more than 2 televisions in their home? What fraction of people have fewer than 3 televisions in their home? Give your answer as its simplest form. So you know that you've got 1,200 people. Now have a look, how many parts have you got? So how much is each part representing? So then see if you can work out your questions. I will go through the answers in a minute. Here is your second task. Children from 2 schools are asked how they travel to school. The results are shown in the pie charts. So at Hockton Primary, 140 children are asked. Then we've got car, walk, school bus and bike. Over in Turtleton, 320 children are asked. But again, you've still got the same key. Car, bike, walk, school bus. Now over here we've got Tommy. Tommy says, more children from Hockton Primary walk to school because more pieces show walk. So he's noticed there's more pieces over here than there are over here. So he thinks more children at Hockton walk. Do you agree? Then lastly, how many children from each school travel by car? Pause the video, have a go, and we'll go through the answers in a second. So, back to our survey of TVs. 1,200 people were asked how many televisions they have in their home. The results are given in a pie chart. How many people have 2 televisions in their home? So, first thing we needed to do was work out how many parts we had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know we have 10. There are 10 parts. Now there are 1,200 people in total, and we need to know how many are in each segment. So 1,200 divided by 10 gives us 120. So we know that each segment is 120. We then know that if we're looking for how many people have 2 televisions, then we know that we have 2 here. We've got 120 and another 120, which gives us 240 people. Another way of working it out is to look at it as a fraction and know that you have 2/10. And then you're finding 2/10 of 1,200. Well, 2/10 of 1,200 is 240. So that you know that there are 240 people that have 2 televisions in their home. How many people have more than 2 televisions? So now you're looking for anybody with more than 2. So that's all of these, all of the 3s and all of the 4s. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6/10. Now again, you could work out that one section is 120, and you can multiply that by 6 to get 720. If you know what 12 times 6 is, you should know what 120 times 6 is. So that's 270. The other way you can do it is you know that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6/10, and to work out 6/10 of 1,200. Well, 1,200 divided by 10 times 6 is 720. So you have 720 people that have more than 2 TVs in their home. What fraction of people have fewer than 3 televisions in their home? So now you're looking for anybody with less than 3. So you're looking at these over here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 10. You have 4/10. But 4/10 can be simplified to 2/5. And it did ask for its simplest form. So the answer to what fraction of people have less than 3 TVs, have fewer than 3 TVs, is 2/5. Have a look at the next one. So children from 2 schools were asked how they travelled to school. So we had Hockton Primary with 140 children and Turtleton Academy with 320. Now, Tommy said that more children from Hockton walked because there were more pieces to show walk. So he's looked, there's 4 segments here and 3 here. Now, hopefully, you realise that Tommy was wrong. Now, Tommy would be right, but only if the same number of children were asked from each school. But the numbers are different. This is representing 140 children. This is representing 320. Now you know that half of 140 is not necessarily going to match up because the numbers are different. So we have to work it out. There are more children at Turtleton Academy, so you have to do it. The correct way. So here you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you know that you've got half, so you could either work out 4/8 of 140 or half of 140. Half of 140 gives you 70, so you know there are 70 children walking. However, over here you've got 320. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces again. 320 divided by 8 tells us how many children are in each segment. It tells us that there are 40 children in each segment because 4 times 8 is 32, so 40 times 8 is 320. Then if we know that each segment is 40, then we know that we have 120 in total. So whilst there are fewer pieces, there are more children. There are 120 children who walk at Turtleton, but there are only 70 who walk at Hocton. It's really important that you look at the number of children in total. Then B, how many children from each school travel by car? So at Hocton, we know that we have a quarter. Now we know a half is 70, so a quarter would be 35. Then over at Turtleton, we worked out just a minute ago that one segment was worth 40 because we had 320 in total and we had 8 segments. So we know that one segment is 40 and there is only one segment. So 40 children at Turtleton go by car. See you tomorrow.